Hello, guys. Today I'll talk to you about fate. Are we meant to do the things we are meant to do at exactly the same time we're doing? Is everything pre planned and predestined? Can we change our destiny if we wanted to? Or if we change our destiny, is it really our choice? Or is it our signals coming from the outer universe instructing us to go ahead in one way or the other? This question has been debated for so long with no real answers, but lots and lots and lots of propositions. It is true that if we think in one way that we are predestined, we'll find plenty of evidence that this is the case. Based on our experience, we usually do things that are seem so spontaneous and on the spur of the moment, but yet it turns out to have some deeper meanings and deeper causes. Like bad experiences, for example. We go through them and then we question every minute in the way if there is any good that would come out of it. And then when the experience finishes and we look back, we see, okay, so I passed through it and this was actually happening and seemed to be happening for a good reason. But on the other hand, if one of the more of the non-believer side of things, he or she would tend to think that would that happen only because I have superb adaptive capacities based on the evolution that has been taking place for so long. So I adapted so well to different kinds of situation, and invariably it will get me new powers and new expand my horizons in plenty of ways. But the question that I'm raising is it in our instincts to believe? Is it in our instincts to think that we are in predestined world and that everything conforms to certain patterns, even if we create these patterns or not? Is it in our nature to think in that way? I do believe that to every side of us, there is a believer side and a non-believer side. One who's always a skeptic about everything, and the other part is the one that always thinks that it wants to burn to conformity and to believe that there are higher powers, so that it doesn't really exceed its limits. And if it does exceed its limits, it will naturally fall into trouble. And if it doesn't really exceed its limits at all, it will not reach its full potentials. So the both sides are very important in order to expand and also to confirm when the need arises. That evolutionary or not, that's not the issue. The issue is that the both sides of us are equally accepted by the universe and equally cherished, and it is the reason why we are here right now. So if you have your doubts that this is the universe and this is the destiny, if you have these doubts, this is perfectly normal. And if you believe, that's also perfectly normal. We are all meant to believe and disbelieve at the same time. But the thing here is to be really conscious of what's going on inside us. And that's the tricky part, because if we are conscious what's really going on inside us, we can accept both sides and we can expand on them. And then for every part of us, if you are on the believer side or the non-believer side, maybe one part of you is the dominant part, but the other part still exists. Otherwise, if you have no limits, the next day what would happen, you would go to work and you would shout at your boss. That's totally off limits to you. But the believer side of you, that is the worshiper side of you, is actually the same part that tells you to stop. Your limit stops there. This is just the same part of you. If it's really, if you think, this is totally different, this is a mystical side, and this is the other one is the that is actually the materialistic side, that I'm afraid of the material. Well, it's the same thing. Believers do this because they think that we will get higher rewards and higher materials in the hereafter. So it's all linked together. This is a call for acceptance. We can all accept each other. We can all get by each other. And we don't have to judge anything, but to be open and interceptive to whatever is going on in the world, and to be aware that we are part of the problem, and whatever is happening inside of us, a part of it is actually happening inside of us. And if it wasn't the case, we wouldn't actually be able to see it and perceive it. Because if it's totally off limits to our beings, there is no reason we could have understood it or related to it in any way or the other, even if it's hatred. It means you actually hate a part of you. So this is which the problem that you should be addressing, rather than shouting at everybody else to change. You should self accept what you have inside of you. Thank you. Have a great day.